Good evening. We'll call to order Monday, August 25th, meeting of the Corte Madera Parks and Recreation Commission. We will salute the flag and then we will do our apologies. Flag.
This is for all. We get that right.
We get it wrong.
Awkward silence.
Yes. All right. Apologies to folks on the line for the delay in start. We experienced a power outage here at Town Hall and we are back online. So if anybody's listening, thank you for your patience. Rebecca, will you please do roll call?
Commissioner Rose?
Here.
Commissioner Stoliar?
Here.
Commissioner Condaria is absent. And Commissioner Hanson? And Chair Miles?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, before we start with items on our agenda, we'll open time for public comment on items not on our agenda. Members of the public will be given 3 minutes apiece and can either raise a hand or email a comment to publiccomment@cortemadera.gov. Rebecca, do we have any emailed public comment or raised hands?
I am not seeing any raised hands for public comment. And I'm not seeing any raised hands from any in-person attendees as well. I do need a few moments to get into my email since I had to reboot the computer. So if we could come back to, if there is any emailed public comment, I can let you know to return to it after our next item.
So we'll move on to our first presentation, which is the recognition of outgoing Commissioner Emily Charlie, Chen Koenig, and Lisa Budeman for their years of service to the town and the Parks and Rec Commission. So thank you all, Chen and Emily, for being here in person tonight. Chen, your time on the commission has been super powerful. You've advocated for fields in sports for the kids and have been a big part of making sure that our racket sports players get both tennis and pickleball. So, and then a fair, making sure we had fun with it with the whole paddle reservation system, which I still haven't figured out, but it's jam-packed and you should feel really proud to be part of that. Emily, thank you for being my co-pilot for the last few years and always championing everything from the east side, making sure that they got what they needed and that there was equity between the east and the west side. And then your legal mind was an inquisitive questioning is something we will miss for sure. So many, many thanks to you. I know staff has some comments they want to make and we have some gifts for you both.
So I'll speak first. I'm going to miss both of you very much. I think both of you brought so much passion, so much knowledge, so much connection to the community, which is so vital to have on this commission. When I became a director, I always looked to both of you for insights, to give me the eye, to give me the thing like, what are we talking about? Let's keep focused. Let's move along. Let's get to what we need to accomplish something. And I think that was super, super helpful in the master plan process. Both of you thought about both sides of the community, everybody from parks to facilities to programs. And that was invaluable to getting that passed and getting that accomplished. And that is a roadmap for us for the next 5 to 10 years. And I love that you're involved in all the programs. I see you out in the fields. I see you in classes, at special events. That is so warm and heartfelt to see you out there. And you tell me what's going on, which is great to know. Good and bad and things to work on and things that could improve. And that's what we want to have in the community. And you will both be truly missed in the commission. And I hope, I know you'll be active in the community. I know your kids are all growing up, which is, I just heard everybody say my son's an 8th grader. It's like, it goes by fast. It really does. I've got a 16-year-old and 2 8th graders. It goes by really fast. So commissioners, anything else or Rebecca, anything you'd like to say before I give them their gifts?
Thank you to you both. You both came on to your terms of service during COVID when we were all still exploring how to navigate this virtual environment and still engage with the community and the public and still do good work in the community. And you helped see us and shepherd us through that process. And I know you both have left your marks on this community and it's indelible, and you have both participated in projects that will be legacies to your service. And I can't wait to see you out there enjoying the community without feeling the responsibility. But you know that my door and my inbox is always open. So if you can be our eyes and ears on the street and let us know anything is needed, and we would love to keep in touch and have you back if you're ever looking for something to do.
Yeah, to you both, I just really want to say thank you very much. You've provided so much perspective and insight throughout the years up here. It's been very enjoyable coming here and catching up with you guys, and especially you, Shannon. You're the reason why I'm up here. You convinced me to come up here and also re-up for another round of 2 years. So, yeah, we will certainly miss you. It'll be different, but we were going to keep the charge going on all the initiatives that are still open. So thank you to you both.
I've only been on the commission for like a year, so I don't have a whole history like everybody else, but you've been great models for me. So I like the way that you carry on at the meetings and are digging into things that need digging into. So I appreciate that, and I wish you the best.
Before,
Not recorded.
any questions before we open public comment? Just kidding. We'll move on from that. Do we have any emailed public comment, Rebecca, as we circle back to that?
I had not finished getting it open because I was getting the AV system situated, but I did notice that there is a raised hand on Zoom, and I'm not sure if it's for open time. So I will just permit. Is that someone for the presentation?
Yes.
Oh, that's someone I need to transfer. Oh, okay. Never mind. Nope, not public comment, just for the presentation. The emailed public comment is open and there were no emailed public comments for this evening's meeting. Thank you for your patience.
Okay, so back to our presentation, we will introduce Youth Commissioner Brooke Hansen. Brooke, if you'll say a few words.
Yeah, sure. My name's Brooke Hansen. I'm a junior at Redwood High School. I've lived in Corte Madera for pretty much the majority of my life. And I have very fond memories of playing at the park down the street at Corte Madera, which it was part of the reason why I was attracted to this committee. I play competitive water polo both on my club team and at Redwood High School, which has allowed me to find very valuable relationships and some that I wish to build here as well. Thank you.
Welcome, Brooke.
Welcome.
Right. Presentation number 3. Right. So presentation by Adam Meyerson. Yeah, Executive Director of FitLaw, outdoor fitness equipment for all ages and abilities.
Okay, while Adam is being promoted to panelist, can we return briefly to public comment? Because the person that had their hand raised previously was not associated with the presentation and may have had a public comment. Madeline, if you can hear me, I'm going to unmute you so that you can talk if you had a public comment to make.
So yes, actually I have, this is my first time to a meeting. I don't know the difference between
Hello?
a public
Can you hear?
comment and I had a comment about the FitLot presentation. So I don't know what, I wasn't sure when I was supposed to raise my hand. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yes. We don't have chat enabled. Um, Madeline, if you can hear us, we are going to mute you momentarily and maybe we can come back to you and I can see if there's anything I can fix on my end. Thank you. Okay, and Adam, can we hear you?
Hi, everyone. Can
No,
you
we
hear me
cannot.
okay?
All right, I have some stuff to.
Hello? Hello?
Are you able to hear us at all?
It's coming in and out. Now I can. Were you able to hear me?
Yes or no? Whoa.
Hello? Hello? Hmm. Hello? Are you able to hear me? Hello? Hello? Well, we can try this.
There you go. Now you're in. Hang up.
Okay. Hello. Can you all hear me? Because unfortunately I can't hear any of you.
Can you hear us at all?
Oh, now I can. There we go.
We just had our
Oh.
microphone muted.
Are you able to hear us?
Okay, great. I think we're good.
Adam, acknowledge if you can hear us.
I can, yes.
Okay.
Well done, Rebecca.
Great, thank you.
Adam, the floor is yours. Thank you for being here.
Okay, I'll jump right in. I know that took a few minutes. So my name is Adam Mayerson. I'm the executive director of FitLot, which is actually a New Orleans-based national nonprofit organization that is really dedicated to helping cities around the country find the resources they need to plan, build, and then program outdoor fitness parks. We've facilitated the donation and construction of close to 100 outdoor fitness parks in all 50 states to date. And I'm here today because Patty actually reached out through our website, and we've been in touch a little bit. And I don't know, Patty, if you'd like to share any background, feel free.
Well, everybody knows that I'm the one that's always talking about all ability and all age equipment and services in the recreation area. So that's what piqued my interest in contacting you. So thank you. And are you going to talk about your visit here?
I'd be happy to.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So Patty and I have had a couple of really interesting conversations about Corte Madera and Town Park and the age-friendly work that is happening in the city. And a little more background on Fitlot is we've had a long-standing partnership with AARP, who funded 53 Fitlots throughout the country to create more age-friendly, accessible cities. And Patty told me a bit about Town Park. I had a chance to actually come out and visit July 4th weekend on my way to Yosemite. I made a stop and got to see the park in person, and it's a beautiful space. And Corte Madera is a beautiful area. Um, the outdoor fitness parks, and I should probably share my screen at this point if possible. There we go. Um, Our Fitlot outdoor fitness parks are essentially a shaded outdoor exercise space that makes access to really high quality um, exercise equipment and programs really accessible to everyone. So the parks are designed for all ages and abilities. Here are a few images of what the parks actually look like, but it's a nice shade structure um, with a combination of equipment attached to it that is adjustable. It has disc brake adjustable mechanisms like this elliptical, this chest press, and a stair stepper, as well as some of your traditional calisthenics elements like the parallel bars and the chin-up bars and the sit-up bench as well. The parks are about 1,400 square feet, so they're pretty comparable in size to a medium-sized playground. Here's just an image of a playground and a Fitlot together. But what we do as an organization is when we have a partnership with a community that has really acknowledged that they would like an outdoor fitness park and it would benefit their community. We assist with the fundraising and the development and try to find the right partners to fund and essentially make a formal donation of equipment and construction to the community. And the reason I am here today is to share a bit more information about what it is we do, and to give y'all enough information to consider if you would like to work with us as a partner community to be a potential recipient of a Fitlot outdoor fitness park, if we were to find the right foundational support and funding for the project. So just a bit more information. I'm going to share a link to this webpage as well so that you all can review it more carefully. And then if this is something that you would like to work with us on and be added to our development work, we would just ask for a letter of support, essentially. And I'll take a pause there because I know we only have a few minutes of time to really get through this. And I'm happy to answer any questions there might be.
So any commissioner questions before we open public comment?
I was just curious. You mentioned AARP. I was just curious. It sounds like it's a pretty well built out process. What other example of partners have you worked with that we could start just thinking about, either from a funding standpoint, or I mean, is it all financial partners, or are there sponsors, local companies? I mean, so if you can maybe elaborate on that, that would be very helpful.
Sure. So typically corporate sponsorships or foundational support. We really love to work with regional healthcare systems as an example. Here are a couple parks down in New Orleans, funded by our Louisiana Children's Medical Center, LCMC Health. So you can see we kind of branded the park to match their colors, and there's a nice logo placement on the canopy. But we are really working to create these outdoor fitness parks and programs to be an extension of a regional healthcare system. That's our ultimate goal and ideal partnership. But every community is different. We have not really started an in-depth development research process for the Corte Madera area. So just as an example, healthcare, insurance providers, and other companies that are really vested in the population health of a community. So we're looking for real natural fit partners.
Adam, how much do you need to raise to build one of these?
Our fundraising goal for a turnkey FitLot organized project is about $250,000. And that actually includes a program grant as well for the Parks and Rec Department to hire local fitness professionals who get trained as FitLot neighborhood coaches to program the park with no-cost community classes on a regular basis. So that amount is really for a full turnkey and activated finished park project.
Adam, did you say that the building of the equipment is done by FitLot?
So we work with a regional certified installer for the equipment, but the equipment itself is manufactured by a company called Landscape Structures. So they're regional certified installers in the area, would actually do the physical building of our parks.
And what would be the role of Corte Madera? You talked about a letter of intent, but is that literally saying we sign a letter of intent, we pick a location, and then that is all the work that is responsible for the town, or are we responsible for supporting the fundraising?
That is really the extent of the ask, would be to acknowledge that there is a green space in the park and rec management system that would be a good fit, like hopefully Town Park was the ideal. And that this space would be a great space for an outdoor exercise park. So that partnership and being a willing participant in this process is super helpful. And then any thought partnership on potential fundraising and strong partners locally in terms of kind of pointing us in the right direction could also be super helpful and appreciated. But that we strive to really do most of the heavy lifting and provide a supportive partnership in the process.
What about designing the FitLot colors, rules, and all of that? What role would the town play in that part, or was that be all the up to the funders?
We would do that collaboratively. Sometimes and if depending on the funder, right, we'd like to potentially offer branding and kind of matching colors and a logo placement on the shade or the welcome sign or both, depending on the town's openness to those options. But the colors, all happen, and branding and site amenities all happen collaboratively.
Obviously, working with a gym, there's going to be a variety of age groups working around it, and it being in a park is going to be around a lot of kids. Have you seen any cause for concern around having such equipment around very young children?
No, no. The parks are usually a little bit separate from the playground. And the equipment itself is really designed for 13-year-olds and above. So the movable elements are designed for 13-year-olds and above. But no, we've had no real issues with younger kids on the parks. They typically like to kind of play on it a bit. But it can be very nice to have them adjacent to each other so parents can keep an eye on their kids at the playground and in an effort to create intergenerational spaces.
I have three questions, Adam. One is sort of following up what Yvonne just said about liability. Do you have any problems with the insurance companies not wanting to have it placed in the park? I'll let you answer them individually.
We have not had any issues with insurance companies. We've actually have not experienced any claims to date for the organization. And insurance companies look at this like a playground.
Okay. And what about finding the neighborhood coaches? That's something I saw online that I thought was so intriguing. Is it hard to drum up those people to, it sounds like you're saying they get paid.
So in our fundraising goals, we include a fundraising for a programmatic grant that we would hand over to the Parks and Rec Department to hire those local fitness professionals. And through this process, we actually have a whole programmatic activation package that is really designed to help your program team recruit local fitness professionals, essentially vet them, put them through the FitLot training course, which is just an online program that kind of builds on their existing knowledge, and then set a program schedule. We offer a package of templated social media outreach campaigns as well as press releases and other tools to help get the word out about the programs and market them. And yeah, it's really we try and build everything kind of wrapped into this one package and make it as easy as possible.
Well, it helps that you've done, what did you say, over 100 already? So,
We are close to 100. I think we're 5 away.
and the last question is, what if there weren't a funding partner? Do you ever have a municipality that just does it on their own and has total control over the design and everything?
That is certainly an option for communities that have the resources to build their own. That is available.
Thank you.
I just have one other quick question. I've come across a couple of these. One of them is in Sausalito, just south of here. But I was curious, do you have any local locations out of that almost 100 that would be in the Bay Area or Northern
That's,
Bay Area?
yeah, that's a great question. I'm going to pull up the map for you real quickly. And on our homepage is a map of all of our locations. And I believe the closest one is just a bit north of you guys, um, in Cotate,
Tutty, yeah.
Cotati. Let's see here. Oop. Can you still see my screen okay?
Yep.
Great. So there's Cotati, Sacramento, and Angels Camp are the 3 closest.
Cotati is about 45 minutes north of here.
Yeah. And if you click on the links on our homepage, it'll show you directions and the address of the actual park.
And do you know who the partner was on that one?
I believe the city of Cotati just built one on their own in the past year or so.
Thank you.
Any more questions before we open public comment? All right, Rebecca, do we have any raised hands?
I'll go back to my public. How's that?
Perfect.
Okay. First, just a quick question. Is there already thoughts from the commission on location of? No, okay.
No official thoughts.
Yeah, sorry. I should have done that. My name is Daniels Mack. I live down the street. I actually applied to be on the commission just recently, so I might be talking to you in like I think a month. But yeah, just one consideration to echo Brooke's comment. And I'm just calling it out because I saw the picture of the playground right next to one of these. Just a consideration to think about is I'm a father of two young girls, and we loved using that playground. I would probably think that myself and most of my friends wouldn't be comfortable if there was like an adult space directly proximate to a children's space where within that enclosure you're supposed to be accompanied by a child. It just giving the mindset of a concerned parent. So that's just one comment to think about. But I'd also love to hear the commission's thoughts on, I don't know, how do you normally think about ROI and for these kinds of projects in terms of goals for community development? I mean, not, of course, not in terms of dollars, but just in terms of like, what are you hoping to get out of the investment? I'd love to understand your thought process more around that and how you're setting goals and tracking goals around, the use and what it does for the community.
You kind of bring it back for discussion, kind of comment a little bit on the public comments. Oh, we have a raised hand. Excuse me. Yes.
Okay, just checking the online participations, and I see a raised hand, so I will unmute Madeline and allow to talk.
So this is Madeline Thompson.
Oh, yes, we can hear you now.
Thank you very much. So I just wanted to talk in support of this general idea and program. I'm a senior, and I participate in many different activities in Corte Madera that's provided generously and wonderfully by the commission through Age Friendly and also the Recreation Department. The different classes that are very well attended, I might add, by people of a lot of different ages. And I think there would be a great interest. There seems to be a great interest in Corte Madera for seniors to be active and to be physical. My husband and I walk the Corte Madera bike path several times a week, many times a week, and back up through Larkspur as part of our exercise program. And there's plenty of seniors out there that are clearly interested in being busy and active. So I just wanted to speak in support and hope this is something that the town of Corte Madera can provide for the seniors there's so many of us now, and we all need something to do. Thank you.
Madeline, any other comments?
I lost my screen. I'm not seeing any other raised hands, and we did not receive any emailed public comment on this item.
I think let's talk a little bit about process, and then we can talk about this particular idea. But we did, as part of the master planning process, a number of years ago, do a town-wide survey that gave us a list of priorities by which we should always go back to, and that should be our first starting point, is to come back and say, this, the idea of a fitness court was an idea that was back on that survey. Where does it sit in our list of priorities? And where does it sit in the list of priorities that we took to council in January? So we had kind of our list of investments. What changes that, because we think of our list of investments as being where we invest, is when we have an opportunity where funding comes in from a different source, that opens up money. We tend to actually base this a lot around money, and that set of priorities that we set, we actually have a very rigorous debate about making sure that we have all of our age groups covered, that we have an east-west balance, and we debate where things should live in the world. We have Town Park, and we actually have more other spaces around town that we can consider for different opportunities. We want to make sure we're thinking through all of that. So by way of process, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think that we should kind of bring back to like where does Fitlots and exercise equipments fit within that initial list of priorities, because it has been kind of rigorously done with data. And we know that this has been a big ask of the seniors in particular. But this is all the kind of things where we ask public comment for sure. If we were to be building something in Town Park, I would hope we would bring, a couple of rounds of public input is to do that. So when we built the bathrooms in Town Park, we had a number of community sessions where people could pick the style of bathroom. And we, had actually 2 rounds of that outside of this meeting to make sure that we were taking into account all of the different voices. It does require the public to show up, to be a voice, to be heard. So let people know. So that's kind of anything else on process that I may have missed.
No, I mean, I think that was pretty solid. I mean, I do want to kind of assure concern that we do take it very seriously, locations. And I do remember with the bathrooms in particular, that was almost like a month-long process where the community center, there was a lot of people there putting their first choices, second choices, third choices around that. So I think that, if this does move forward, we'd certainly take every bit of input into consideration. I'm a father of 3 young kids myself, and all 3 of them have been raised in that park. But it's a great community we live in, and I'm sure that in a sizable park, we can find a few good options that would appease almost everybody.
I believe Adam said that usually the children's play area and the Fitlot are not near each other, even though there was an example given in the picture that had them adjacent. I had always thought where the abandoned bathroom across from the fire station is, it's next to the parking lot and it's on the entry corner of Town Park, would be a logical place and a fitting place for all the picnic families and goings on with pickleball and the skateboard and everything else. So that was the first thing that I thought of. I don't know if Adam looked at different areas. I don't think you had time to look at the different parks in Corte Madera because I know you were on your Yosemite voyage. So I hope that we can move this forward, and I'd like to hear other people's thoughts about it.
I think kind of bringing back in the history of the last time we had an opportunity, I think there was a fitness court opportunity that I think was $40,000 instead of $250,000. So I got a little bit of a sticker shock with that amount. And I think one of our biggest challenges was taking away green space in Town Park in particular was a lot of the pushback. So the question was, can we give fitness to the community in a way that doesn't concentrate everything in Town Park where we already have a parking problem and a congestion problem and a field maintenance problem. But Tim's going to know those stats better than me. So I think that this is something we should, we talked about whether it goes along the bike trails, and we have kind of a fitness court there that goes across from the intergenerational center in that place where we once considered a dog park right near, because that is Town Park property right on the bike path there. Do you know what I'm talking about, right behind the cave? I don't know if this format would fit in that space, but there's a space, if you near the intergenerational center, there's water there for water stations. So I think that there are a couple, and then this is all still west side. What are we doing for the east side? So these are all the kind of questions that we had talked about previously, was 2 fitness courts, 1 east, 1 west, to try and think through that. So I think it's where does fitness courts live on our list of priorities? And then how do we, and if it's yes, then what are our options for fitness courts? And I think this is one really good one. I am a little hesitant about branding and kind of doing advertising, particularly in Town Park, but kind of anywhere in the community feels a little bit, we don't do that. And I know there certainly are programs who do things in Town Park who would really love to get corporate sponsorship so that they could brand things in Town Park, and we haven't done that because we don't want to turn it into a logo. Now we could talk about it, whether we want to change that, but that's been a sensitive, that would potentially open up, can the soccer club also get a corporate sponsor and put up big banners? Are we going to look like, you know, Little League and put up banners around there? So it's just a little bit of a slippery slope with the branding piece.
Yep. I'm happy to speak to that a little bit. Totally understandable, and every community operates a little differently. So based on the feedback and parameters that your commission would like to set, we would potentially offer more limited sponsorship benefits, like possibly just a logo on the welcome sign and not color branding matching of the equipment, as an example. So that is very manageable.
Can I chime in for a second?
Yes, please.
So I kind of think of this as kind of what we did with Scotty Lab. So they came to the first presentation. We kind of came back and had a couple of ideas. We kind of brought it back to council for approval, and they kind of gave us the green light to go. So my suggestion would be is we really started a subcommittee that never got off the ground with the fitness. So I would think that would kind of fall to that. And maybe we add another subcommittee member. I know Commissioner Charlie was going to do it, but then she came off the commission to kind of figure out, let's work with Adam to see what our options are. Let's take a trip to Cotati to see how it worked there. I know the rec manager very well there. She sits on the CPR's board with me to see what they did there, and then maybe come back to commission before we would probably start that in October discussion of priorities for the next CIP stuff to say, hey, here are some options. What do we think? Do we want to include this in that we elevate to council? And we elevate it with maybe there's a funding source of option. Do you feel about corporate sponsorships? Yes, no, or different. I don't know if that's council addressed that recently in the park, but it's a discussion to have. At least we'd have the information say if it's either we full fund at this price or we could corporate sponsor this, and maybe here's a location at Cove or a location at Town Park or wherever else to have information. So I think that's would be most helpful for me as a direction moving forward, and then to come back on something with an ideas of locations and work with Adam to figure out how that looks, and then get some input from commission and then take it on to council for final approval.
Yeah, I was thinking about Scotty Lab too, because there's the logo, and I don't think anybody finds it offensive.
Nobody's come back with that. That's a fair point. He has.
So
yeah,
it depends on how it's handled.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks.
Okay, so do we have a volunteer to join Patty in the in our ad hoc subcommittee? Excellent. All right, so we have 2 ad hoc subcommittee members. We've taken off agenda item for that. Any other discussion or thoughts or things you guys want them to be thinking about?
I think the goal would be to come back to you in October with kind of a
here's a couple of options,
Okay.
right? Like I think it's helpful to have, you know, an ABC
Yeah.
and kind of on all these that we can have it discussed. And I think that there's some interesting, I hadn't thought about you gotta have a kid with you by the playground piece, but I do worry about kids on the equipment themselves. So it's kind of figuring out that right location that's gonna, like, not just that the kids get hurt, but the kids are there and they're kind of annoying if you're trying to work out. Like that's actually what I've seen, is that like there are kids everywhere and the parents are like, I can't use the equipment because there are these children climbing on me.
We'll just use water.
Yeah, some kind of hosing device. But I think that I like the ad hoc subcommittee route with the plan of coming back with some ideas in October.
Sounds good. Thank you, Adam. Sorry for the technological challenges.
No worries. Thanks so much for having me.
Adam, any final comment?
No. Just please feel free to reach out with any further questions. We'd be happy to chat anytime.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
What?
All right. I would love, I am so excited there are people here in person. Please, it's open public comment. Thank
Reopen.
you for being an engaged member of the public.
Okay. Oh yeah. So just to clarify, like, I think the reason why I asked about the goals is because I think that really informs what you're doing, how you're doing it, and who you're reaching. And I think I'm like, if one of the main goals is increasing longevity and health for seniors in the community, 100%, I think this is a great idea. I think it's just then, the question is how. So I'd also wonder, I don't mean to be coming out of the gate too hot here, but like I wonder if there are other I don't know if you would call it vendors that we're looking at, other ways of doing it and accomplishing it as well. I think something that I've seen work really well in the past that's maybe worth considering is, I know the number one thing to keep seniors healthy is actually walking. Having stations, or in my experience, the parks that I've been at that have the stations along a path, which I think would make Town Park a lot more interactive. There's so much space that people don't actually use there. Could be a really good alternative that's maybe better for the budget, or without any branding. So I'm just throwing this out there. Just something for consideration if you're not looking at other vendors or alternatives or ways to do it already. So
Any more raised hands?
I'd be happy to comment on fitness trails. Just as someone who's really researched this concept for the last 15 plus years, the fitness trails were actually an urban planning design that got heavily pushed in the 70s. But what we find for actual fitness is that people don't really use them very well for thoughtful exercise. It's part of the reason why we've located all of the pieces of equipment in one area so that people can move from station to station with a thoughtful plan, but also the park, which I failed to mention, is designed for programming and for group classes, which is why we have that circular design with the open space. So this park is very much meant for community spaces and to be activated. And just one more general piece is that it is really designed for all ages and abilities. So it's great for older adults, but can really be used by 16-year-olds and 60-year-olds in the same class. So just to clarify.
I showed the diagram to one of the seniors at the exercise class today, and she was glad to see that it was shaded. So that's an important thing.
Rebecca, do we have raised hands or more public comment?
I'm not seeing any additional raised hands from online attendees and no additional raised hands from attendees in person.
And with that, we will close the presentations and move on to reorganization of the commission. So here there are, and then there were four. So yes, so this is the opportunity to select a new chair and or vice chair and vice chair. Yes, we need one of each.
Yes.
For the upcoming year. So you get the gavel for a year if you want to sit in this chair. Yay, it's quite fun to run the meetings. I am happy to stay here. I am happy to move on the way this process works. For those who are new, you nominate someone, you can nominate yourself. You get a second, and then we vote.
I would like to nominate Alden.
Okay.
I would like to second that. One quick question. If there are new members joining, is this something we need to take care of today, or is that something that,
Yeah, can we get some
I think with newer people coming on, that's a big commitment to, jump right into the captain's chair, but I was just kind of throwing that out there. I don't know. We're missing a few today, aren't we? Or
So we're missing one.
just one? Okay.
Um,
New, correct?
she is new, correct. You can defer and do this later when you possibly have more commission members, or you can do it now and assign a vice chair and chair. I think it's
Can we do the chair and then maybe wait on the vice chair, or does it not work that way?
Feeling hot under the collar there, Tim? You feel like a nomination's coming?
I don't
know
know.
if I want to take that on. Not that
I think at least here's what I would say. If you nominate a chair and it's approved, then you at least have a chair. If nobody else wants at this meeting step up to be a vice chair, we'd carry over the next meeting to get a vice chair.
Sure.
You need both because if Alden is traveling or can't make a meeting, we need someone to run the meeting as vice chair.
we vote on a chair.
I think we can vote on a chair. Rebecca, can you vote, please? Call for a vote, please.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Condry is absent, Commissioner Stoliar,
Yes.
and Commissioner Hanson,
Yes.
and Chair Miles.
I guess so. Thank you.
Okay, that motion passes and we have a chair.
There we go. That was
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. All right.
So do you want to tackle vice chair tonight, or do you want to wait until the next meeting as chair?
Everyone's giving me the terrified look, so let's meeting and I'll talk to people about it between now and then. We'll find somebody. It's really fun.
Be Nikita.
Nikita will be great. Just kidding. We will nominate.
Surprise her.
We'll
this first meeting.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
He's not here. All right. So moving on to the consent calendar. The purpose of the consent calendar is to group together items which are routine or have been previously discussed and do not require further discussion. They will be approved by a single motion. Any member of the commission, town staff, or the public may request removal of an item for discussion. Rescheduling of the items will be at the discretion of the chair of the commission. Number 5A, approval of the minutes for the June 23rd meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
There's the second.
Excellent. Rebecca, can we have a vote, please?
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Condry is absent, Commissioner Stoliar,
Yes.
Commissioner Hanson,
Yes.
and Chair Miles.
Yes.
Thank you. That
Okay.
motion passes.
Thank you. No business items tonight. Okay, slacking off, Tim. All right, director update. What have you got for us?
Okay. First and foremost, I know Commissioner Shirley just left, but the co-park picnic area did get refinished in time for the opening of school. They added the new picnic tables, new barbecue pits, and the nice pathway. So the kids have been loving it. I think it's such a great pathway to have to connect the blacktop and the walking path there from the playground, or plugging path there from on the parking lot. So I've heard great reviews from the principal and from the staff there that they are super happy with the pathway. So that was a great project we got done before school started, which was amazing. Corte Madera Family Camp Out was Friday night into Saturday morning. It was the first one we've had in Corte Madera in a long time. We had 110 people registered. We learned a lot. We did dinner the night before. We did s'mores. We did an outdoor movie. We did breakfast the next morning. We had some great partners in the Lions Club Cook Breakfast. They came in at 6 a.m. with a full force of 12 people, cooking French toast and eggs and sausages and fruit. We had a really good time. We had one little hiccup with the sprinklers coming out at 4 o'clock in the morning. We had worked with Public Works to make sure it was shut off and there was some mechanical malfunction. We apologized to a lot of people. A lot of parents took it in stride. A lot of parents were like, oh, I guess our tent's not waterproof or waterproof. So we will get that fixed before next year happens. But overall, a really good event. We were surprised a lot of people didn't spend the night. They left, they came, got the t-shirt, watched the movie, had the dinner, and then came back for breakfast next morning. It was foreshadowing or how it was, but how it worked out. But everybody had a really good time. It was a beautiful night out there. We had no wind. It was warm. One of our participants took a beautiful photo with a backdrop of Mount Tam and the stars, and it's really, really amazing. So we will send out a survey to parents to see for next year. But Supervisor Bliss and I have done these before in other towns, and we build on it for next year to add more people, to add more events and to more activities and look for more sponsors. But overall, it was a great event. And we were a little sleep deprived, but we made it work. So that was good.
Is there space to accommodate more than 110 people?
There is. We started small. So when Supervisor Bliss and I started in Burlingame, we started about 150. We capped out at 1,000 when we were done. It's really a great setting because we were able to eat dinner and breakfast in the patio. It was nice and private and it was calm. We had a fire pit inside. It was just how much can we cook for and how many we can accommodate. But we literally just used the main field along Taylor Pius. We didn't use the east field or the baseball field. So you could take up the whole area if you wanted to. Mill Valley's done it for a couple of years. There actually was on Saturday night. We were on Friday night. So we're recording it a little better next year. But we could probably take 400 or 500 people if we wanted to. It just depends on how many volunteers. We use a lot of staff from childcare to help us check people in and cook food and do the s'mores and play games. And we had rocket copters shoot in the air that make lights and glow sticks and glow in the dark football. So kids had a great time. I think our staff's average is about 22,000 steps on that Friday night alone. So we were tired, and myself and Supervisor Bliss and Steve Detweiler all slept in our offices. So a little team bonding, but we could probably take about 500 people total. So it was a good event. On Sunday, we had the non-Agerians and Centenarian celebration. I'll let Commissioner Stoller talk about that later, but we backed it right up with another event. Always a very exciting event to celebrate some of our most senior members of the community who are most appreciative of everything we do. And I'll let she talk about that. Fall activity guide is out. Hopefully everybody got it in their mail. It has all of our great classes that we've had. A couple of highlights for special event wise. We have a movie coming up at Cove on September 26th. We're showing If. October 3rd, we're having a Wicked sing-along, showing the movie and having a sing-along in the community center on a Friday night. Pumpkin carving is back on October 24th, and then turkey trot on the 27th, just our normal fall events. A couple of things that have really taken off in senior atmosphere is we've started a drop-in Mahjong class on Thursday. It is booming. If you want to play Mahjong, there's probably 20 people that play every Thursday after lunch. And I didn't think it was exploded as it exploded. So they both play Chinese and American Mahjong. I don't know the difference. I haven't learned to play it. A couple staff have taken the drop in and they love it. But I think it's one of those classes that we can easily transition over to the International China when it opens, but very, very popular. There's actually a bridge going on the same time Mahjong's going on. So it's very, very popular Thursday at the community center. Fall enrichment registration for fall classes, 885 kids total enrolled so far as of Friday. That's a huge number and it will grow as people still register. Corte Madera Child Care Center is again busting at the seams. Kindergarten part day has 16 kids registered. Kindergarten full day, we have 20 kids. 1 through 5th graders have 72 and they average about 82 kids a day. That's a lot of kids who are definitely in need of that childcare. We have seen a large uptick in scholarships requests, and they able to fund most of those requests. I'll come back to you in December with kind of a summary, but we've had a good relationship work with the school, again, working with kids who need the scholarships to be in programs, and have been able to accommodate everybody who's a Corte Madera Larkspur resident or the district at least to get them some sort of scholarship to go to it. But they have been hiring people rapidly, and we'll probably have to hire some more with that numbers. But we're amazed of how many kindergartners are with us every day. We saw quite a few of them at the camp out and have seen them a lot of the places. So they're really bonding with our staff, which is great. Town Park Playground update. We were awarded the grant through Playcorps, and that was part of the California Park and Rec Society Healthy Initiative. So we found that out earlier today. So we will get a 50% discount on any playground equipment we put in. So I'm working with Chris Good, the acting public works director, to figure out how the next step on that process works, and working with Playcorps, who provides the equipment, to figure out how we basically design and decide on what elements to go in, which will do the community outreach, and then get the park playground built. But we were able to receive that grant, which was great. Granada Park tennis courts are currently closed. Court 1, the 2 posts fell over. I've heard conflicting stories if somebody kicked them over or they just fell over. We don't know, but they're currently down. So that is off the reservation system. You can still play pickleball in Court 1, but you can't play tennis just because the nets are basically gone. The 2 posts snap straight off. So I met with a contractor out last week